What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Kyber Watson back with another Dragon's Dogma 2 reaction video for you guys today. And in this video, we are going to react to the 10 hours of gameplay, our thoughts for IGN. Apparently this was uploaded last night, 20 hours ago or whatever, but I was at work and I was kind of tired to be on YouTube and looking at YouTube articles and stuff like that, but here we are today. Before I go into work in a couple of hours, let's just check out the 10 hours of gameplay coverage that they did for IGN. I haven't seen any of it, so this is going to be a blind reaction. I waited for my family to be quiet in the house so I can actually react to this and everything. So let's just get right into it. I'm so hyped, bro. I'm so hyped. Look at that troll.
I thought it would be a simple side quest. The owner of an apothecary enlisted my help to find his lost grandson who had been taken by wolves. As I followed the trail, I heard a screeching noise from up above.
Warrior is such I don't like the class. It's too heavy for me. The class is too slow.
All of a sudden, I'm in a battle for my life against a griffin. It's a monster that's far too strong for my party to handle, but we fight and claw and hold our ground until finally we get it to retreat. I breathe a sigh of relief, then set up at the nearby camp and sleep till nightfall. That sleep is then interrupted by the same griffin.
You get interrupted in your sleep? No way.
That fight somehow boils over into another battle with a white who proceeds to beat me within an inch of my life before I finally take him out, just as the sun rises after an epic 20-minute battle.
That's crazy. So you get interrupted in your sleep by enemies, which is actually pretty cool. I like that. I like that aspect. Level 12. Okay. And the game just looks so good. None of this was part
of the actual quest involving saving the boy. It was just a series of events that cascaded into one of the most unforgettable encounters I've ever had in an open-world action RPG. And it was just one of the incredible encounters I experienced during the 10 hours I spent adventuring through Dragon's Dogma 2's fantastic open world.
This video is 10 minutes long, so this is probably gonna be like a 15-minute video or whatever.
While I didn't get to start from the very beginning, I did get to begin with the creation of my own pawn. Pawns, for those unfamiliar with the first Dragon's Dogma, are AI-controlled companions that gain gear, skills, and experience from your game, and then take all that with them online where they can be hired by other players to be companions in their own games. I'm not going to spend too much time on either pawns or character creation, especially because we've already made those videos.
The game just
but what I will say is that pawns are integral to one of my big takeaways, which is that exploration.
I'm trying to get a graphics card next week so I can purchase this game on PC.
First and foremost, there are no more quest boards. There are no markers that appear above people's heads letting you know who's got a quest, and any sort of symbols placed on your map to let you know of points of interest are kept to a minimum. As such,
so they just want you to explore on your own
to guide you through Dragon's Dogma 2's world. NPCs
I don't know, man.
Be the ones to approach you with opportunities for side quests, as opposed to it being the other way around.
So they really just want you to explore and find everything on your own in this one, which is
also point out objects of interest.
Interesting.
Looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Boulders that can be destroyed to find a path that leads to treasure.
That's actually interesting. That's cool. That's so cool.
If they already have knowledge of a quest from their owner's game, they will straight up lead you to those quests if you give them the go-ahead.
So they're going to let
leads to a style of exploration and adventuring that feels very organic and appropriately rewarding, very much in the same way that Elden Ring and the two most recent Zelda games do. As alluded to in the intro to this preview,
it's kind of like Elden Ring. They don't tell you where to go. You just gotta figure out where to go.
The very act of exploring beyond the safety of the city's walls is unpredictable, dangerous, and enticing, which is why it's so exciting.
Excuse me. Look at this troll, man. I cannot wait to play this game.
Over the course of my 10 hours, I got to play with a total of 5 vocations.
The lizard people.
Mage, warrior, sorcerer,
Archer?
and trickster, which you can watch a whole other video all about. Unlike the first game, which had you unlocking advanced vocations simply by leveling up the base ones, the 2 advanced vocations were actually unlocked via a quest. After visiting the vocation guild, I was given a quest to retrieve a great sword and an archstaff, and after doing so, I unlocked both the warrior and sorcerer vocations. I don't know if all of them will be unlocked this way, and I didn't get a chance to unlock any of
That's
the hybrid
cool.
ones,
I like
Mystic Spear
that.
Hand or
I
Magic
like that.
Archer,
You have to
but I
actually
definitely
find the quest
idea
that
of not
unlocks
having
the
to grind
quest that you
vocations
want.
in order to unlock others. My personal favorite of the vocations I got to try was by far the warrior.
Look at the
who
goblins. Yo,
maintains
they
the
are so
fantasy of
huge now.
being
Look at them.
Great sword wielding badass that brings giant beasts to their knees with just one charged strike, but also adds a few more
It's
tricks
like,
to their repertoire.
well, it's
Director
like
Hideaki
Great Sword
Isuno
in Monster
heard
Hunter.
feedback that the
That's how
warrior
it plays.
didn't feel like a super viable
And I don't like
vocation
that.
in the first game,
But
and
I'm not
thus
playing
worked
warrior,
hard
so it
to give
doesn't
them
matter.
some new elements to bring out their strengths. For starters, we've jacked up the warrior's offense and destructive power, to the point where it's unfair. In exchange, its abilities take a little longer to execute. This makes the
I gotta be
somewhat
quick with my
difficult to use,
attacks,
but
even
that's
though
where
I
the
might just
tackle
play
comes into
like.
play. If you're attacked,
I'm gonna play
you can
Magic
use the
Archer,
tackle to cause
Archer,
an enemy to be
and,
stunned instead of being stunned yourself, making it easier to
Magic
get into the
Knight.
location.
Those are my three
The
classes I
tackle
wanna
he's
play.
referring to is a new ability called Barge that allows the warrior to execute
A
a
shoulder
quick
lean.
shoulder bash, even while they're charging an attack, to interrupt and potentially stun any enemy that's trying to stuff their attack. The
That's
vocation,
cool.
after all, is built around being able to charge up massively powerful attacks.
The monsters
that deal
drool like
humongous
in Monster
damage.
Hunter now.
So this small
That's
change
cool.
goes a long way in making it a little
Same
easier
company,
to get those
but,
big
you know.
shots off. My favorite new addition for the warrior,
I like
though,
how they're
is
taking
a
stuff from
passive
Monster
skill
Hunter.
that allows you to swing regular attacks much more quickly if you're able to precisely time your next button press with when the attack actually lands. This
okay.
gives a nice rhythm to the warrior's combat and allows a skilled player to compensate for the typical weakness of having a very slow attack while still making those very slow and powerful attacks still feel like they have their own place in the warrior's skill set. Also, if you're like me and enjoy the feeling of leaping off cliffs and slamming your weapon down on a monster's head,
warrior.
this is the vocation for you.
The area warrior.
I unfortunately didn't get deep enough into the sorcerer vocation to see any of the really big, crazy spells that they're so beloved for, but what I really enjoyed about the sorcerer was
stamina is
the addition
depleting
of a unique
fast.
skill called Galvanize. This allows you to go into a stance that recovers your stamina extremely quickly, which is especially
That's
useful
kinda
for
like
the
in Final
sorcerer
Fantasy.
due to the fact that their spells take so
That's
long
like from
to
Final
cast.
Fantasy
To
14.
shorten
They're taken
those
from other
spells, you
games.
need
That's
to
cool.
use a
I like
skill
that.
called Quick Spell, which allows
That's
you to spend
cool.
stamina to reduce a spell's cast time. All of this leads to a careful balance of preparing to cast a powerful spell, using Quick Spell to shorten its cast time, and then making note of whether you have enough stamina to cast another spell, or whether you have to break away and use Galvanize to get your stamina
I'm sorry,
back
I'm
up.
just
It's a fun
the
dance
weather
that
is
makes
just like
Sorcerer
making me
feel
really
a lot
tired.
more active than in the past.
The power of distance.
Dragon's
So there's no
Dogma
fast
2's
travel.
open world is enormous, reported to be roughly 4 times the size of the already huge map in the first game. And I don't doubt that claim in my experience of checking out the map and wandering through just a small portion of it. It's big, but it's also dense, with exciting
I'm gonna have
encounters
so much
both
fun with
on
this game.
and off the beaten path that were paced nicely, so I wasn't constantly slowed down by
Just
back-to-back
exploring
battles,
everything,
but I
bro.
also never went too long without having something to engage with. One thing that was important to Itsuno and the team at Capcom was making sure that the players really felt the distance that they were traveling as they explored. To that end, fast travel is very
Vernworth,
limited, like in
capital
the first
of
game. You can
Vermont.
only travel between discovered port crystals, and every time you do, you must expend a fairy stone, which are highly valuable items that don't come cheap.
Yeah,
and
there's not
aren't
a lot of
easily
fast travel. I
found.
mean, there's fast travel, but it's not going to be like a bunch of fast travel in the game. It's like really limited.
Another option you have for getting around is using an ox cart, which is relatively cheap, but they are limited in the fact that you can't choose where you travel. The main one that I found only went from the capital city of Vernworth to the checkpoint town, which was far to the west.
Okay.
You also have to consider that ox carts are not a completely safe way to travel, as they
Then you
often
get
will
attacked.
be ambushed by all manners of beasts.
That is so
Of course, you can
cool,
just hoof
bro.
it on
That is
foot,
so
which is
cool.
where you'll truly feel the
I
weight
like
of
that.
that distance, especially due to the new health restoration mechanic
Like,
known
you can
as
get attacked
Lost
at
Age.
any time.
In the
It's
first
really
game,
like
you'd be able to heal
you
your
gotta
entire
watch
life bar
yourself.
by using health restorative items and recoverable gray health with spells. In Dragon's Dogma 2, however, every hit diminishes a portion of your max health. And the only ways to restore it are either by finding a campfire to rest at,
That is
or
so
returning to an
cool,
inn
bro.
and resting for the night. Fortunately, if
So
you
you
rest
gotta
at
be-
a
you
campfire,
gotta be
you can also cook some meat and get
tactical
some much-needed
with
buffs
how you
in
fight
addition to
now.
restoring all of your life.
Me,
But there's
I
a
just like
risk
going
involved
guns
with resting
blazing
at
a lot of
campfire
time.
as well. The flames may attract
food looked
monsters
like it was
to your
real.
campsite, and as I mentioned at the beginning of this preview, you could actually wake up to an angry griffin coming back to finish what it started. What it all
I
comes
can't
down
wait for
to is
that.
this.
I cannot wait for that.
Virtually every action in Dragon's Dogma 2 has some combination of a cost and a risk tied to it. Fairy stones are risk-free travel, but they
It's
come
really an
at a very
isekai
steep
now, dude.
price.
It's the isekai.
Ox carts are
It's
a
so
low-cost
cool.
but moderately risky method of travel, and traveling on foot is
That is
free,
really cool.
but extremely risky. Then you must also consider whether it's worth it to press on in a quest line with low max health, or backtrack to a town to resupply, whether you should avoid fighting the giant tanky ogre, or risk it all on trying to bring it down for both the experience and rare material reward, whether you should
But
keep
it
on
takes
the less
down your
dangerous route
health
path,
now,
or
though.
take a detour into the unknown. In the 10 hours that I played, these were very compelling decisions to have to make. But the real test will be whether those decisions remain compelling or turn exhausting in hour 20 or 30 when the map has expanded dramatically and you still have quests remaining to complete in a town that you're super far away from. Hypotheticals aside though,
Okay.
I love just about every moment that I spent playing Dragon's Dogma 2 during this preview window. It doubles down on everything that
If they
I
give
loved
us a
from the first
demo,
game,
bro,
makes some
I am
smart
gonna be
improvements to
on
the way
that,
quests
but
are
I doubt they're
handled
gonna give us a
and
demo.
how you explore its giant world, and the little taste that I got
Just
of
give
the
us a demo of,
locations
like, the
is
first
a
3
tantalizing
classes.
reminder of why Dragon's Dogma is one of the best in the genre when it comes to delivering on the various power fantasies
give us, like,
tied to the
2
classic RPG archetypes.
quests
Even after
or
all I
something.
played, I still feel like I just scratched the surface on what Capcom has in store for players when
Oh
Dragon's
my
Dogma
gosh.
2 releases on March 26th.
Oh my gosh. Excuse me. I gotta go back and rewatch this whole entire video on my own later. Wait, don't play this video.
Shields.
This is the guy that I got the idea to do this from. Rurikan, is how he says. I'm not sure how to say his name. But that was gonna do it for the reaction video. This is so cool how like the health depletes now from the gray health it depletes now and everything. So you gotta like, you know, be tactical with your fights and everything, and decide if you want to like, you know, go in there and actually like, you know, fight the monsters that you're fighting and whatnot. You can get ambushed at your camp now when you're resting. You can get ambushed when you're taking the ox carts. There is like no like exclamation marks over the NPC's heads to tell you who has a quest for you. And I think it says like you just gotta like figure out where stuff is now. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this game plays and how people are gonna like, you know, take this game. They say they're taking a lot from Elden Ring and from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which is actually pretty cool to me, and I love that aspect. Like I said, I can't wait for March 22nd to come out because this is one of the most anticipated games of 2024. And I'm just so hyped. I'm so glad they keep on showing us more and more almost every other like week from Dragon's Dogma. I still want to see that Archer vocation and Magic Archer and Mystic Knight. And then after that, I think I'm going on a media blackout from the game and just going to wait until it comes out and actually like, you know, play it on my own and see how it is on my own and whatnot. But that's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching this reaction video. I'm your boy Kaiba. I'll see you guys in the next news piece, whenever that's going to be. And hope you guys stay easy, be breezy, and hope you're having a great day. I am out. Peace.